Hello and welcome to Culture Shock, the pop culture podcast brought to you by three aging millennials and our outdated opinions. I'm your host, Corey, and with me today is...
Hey, I'm Adrian, and as Thanos once said, Morbius, perhaps I was too hard on you.
I'm Wish Mike, and when you take on the responsibility, great power will come. That doesn't sound right.
Today we're going to talk about a classic, Madam Web. When I saw this movie, my heart stopped. But it started back up again. And in the words of the future-seeing spider enthusiast Cassandra Webb, when your heart starts back up, you're fine. Due to there being a copyright claim on our music all of a sudden, lame, we have to go out and find a different song, lame. We may even have to pay somebody for it, lame. But until then, just enjoy the episode. And as always, thank you for listening. Well, as I said before the quote-unquote music, we're going to be talking about another gem here today, one of Sony Studios' Marvel movies, I suppose. I don't like talking about these a lot because I have to say Marvel, and that hurts me. But we're talking about Madam Web, a collaboration movie of different Spider Women that I don't know why it was made. Like, I don't know what the thought process was here for, hey, let's do a Spider Woman movie, but not give them powers at all, really, except one flashback and then one more at the end.
It's like flash forward.
Flash forward and make... Well, yeah, sorry, flash... I guess it is a vision of him dying, which is a pretty cool scene done with horrible graphics. Like, if they had done that a little better, that would have been a really sweet-ass scene of this fucking idiot dying.
There is some really rough CGI in this movie.
Oh, yeah. Mike, and lip dubbing.
Mike, it's almost like Corey doesn't understand world building. Like, this movie had to exist so we could appreciate them as the superheroes.
Yeah.
This is the origin story.
You're right. And half an hour of world building would have been fine, but an hour and 40 minutes of world building to nothing?
They took my spiders. I need my spiders.
It kind of pisses me off, dude.
Yeah, guys, by the way, this is our latest patron poll.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, quick plug, give us 5 stars if you enjoy this podcast. If you want to be a patron, do that at patreon.com/cultureshockpodcast, and you could vote on these polls. The theme of this one was obviously failed Sony Spider-Verse movies, not including the Venom trilogy. I'm sure we'll do that another time on its, because those movies deserve their own spotlight.
What do you mean failed?
So our choices were Morbius, Madam Web, and Kraven the Hunter, which I think Mike and I still have not seen that one.
I haven't seen either. I haven't seen Morbius or Kraven the Hunter.
Oh God!
Look, I actively avoid movies that are. Yeah, I actively avoid movies that are like I see that they're really trash. So I'm like, I'm not going to watch that. Fuck that.
Mike, you can't say you avoid bad movies. We do bad.
I only watch them when we have to do an episode.
At least the action scenes in Morbius and Kraven are a lot cooler than this one.
Well, there really wasn't a lot of action scenes in this movie.
There you go. Now getting down to one of the problems. This is a Spider-Man movie with a lot of exposition of characters none of us know or give a shit about. And, this it had the potential to be so fucking cool. When they put out all the marketing for this, they showed all the Spider-Women. They showed all of them, like Spider-Woman, I believe it was Scarlet Spider, and I think it was just another Spider-Woman. I can't remember exactly who she was, but yeah. And then Madam Web, and they showed them in their suits and, well, suits-ish, and like they showed her with the goggles on and the spider web behind her. I'm like, oh, cool. This is going to be a Cassandra Webb movie where she's actually seeing the visions and helping the whole spider crew out. This is going to be awesome. And then they're like, oh, no, by the way, now they're not going to have powers. And the only guy who's going to have powers is Ezekiel fucking whatever. And
is he an actual villain, by the way?
He is an actual villain, but God, does he suck.
Yeah, he's real bad.
So I know if you've seen the poster for this, Dakota Johnson is the main character. Yeah. And if anybody knows Dakota Johnson, she's just not good in anything she's in.
Yeah. I wouldn't say she's a great actress.
So
not really.
I was expecting her to be the worst part of this movie, but it wasn't even her.
No.
It was the fucking main villain. He's the worst part of this movie.
His name is Ezekiel Sims, and he does wear a Spider-Man-esque suit.
Yeah.
So I thought in the trailer, seeing him climb on the ceiling and stuff, I'm like, cool. Well, at least get some spider stuff. But there are multiple moments in this movie where he causes his own pain. One specifically, if you remember near the end, they drive an ambulance through that sign into him. He runs and jumps into the ambulance's path. If he had just stood there, it would have flown right over him.
What a good moment, too.
What a fucking spidey sense this guy has.
Yeah, this dude doesn't have a spider sense.
Tahar Rahim is just, he's that good.
Yeah.
Maybe he's better in his language, whatever.
Yeah, he might be. To his credit, English is not his primary language.
It is not. And all of his stuff was dubbed and they shot. It is not. And a lot of his lines were shot behind his head.
Oh,
couldn't even see his lips.
There's so much bad ADR in this movie.
So much.
And it's all him.
Yeah.
I feel for the dude because I feel like maybe somewhere in his acting career, maybe he's given a better performance. He doesn't have much to work with here. To Mike's point about Dakota Johnson, she's not the worst thing about this movie. She is at least trying to save what she can.
No, she's actually not terrible.
Yeah, she's not.
Like, I was expecting her to be awful, and she wasn't awful.
Yeah, here's the thing about Madam Web. It's bad, it's laughable, it's memeable, but I don't think this is like a 2 out of 10. Like, holy fuck,
I don't
this
even
is
think
so
it
bad
deserves,
it's funny.
Honestly,
like,
I don't even think it doesn't deserve the 4 it has on IMDb. Like, it's not. It's not.
What? It's a 4.
It's a 4. It's a
4 even.
It just seems.
It's bad.
I do believe it is bad. No, it is bad. I do believe that this movie got review bombed.
Yeah.
I do believe a lot of it. I mean, I don't necessarily believe it was all sexism per se, because that's what they were saying.
They blamed it on that.
This is like what Corey said on the live stream about The Room. Like, there's a story there somewhere. Like, there is a story. It's in the execution that they failed. Like,
Cassandra Webb was never, Madam Webb was never a super, super compelling character. She was always just kind of boring, sitting in her machine, precog, telling them what was coming, helping the Spider-Verse go. She was never super interesting, even in the little bit I've read and the animated series back in the day, Spider-Man. She was never that cool. Like, so why did they even do this? Was it just to give women a hero story in the Sonyverse?
Probably.
Because, like, if that was the only reason, I hate it. I hate that reason. Like, I love giving women their flowers.
Yeah.
And letting them be strong.
Women, bitches, they love flowers.
and shiny things and the kitchen.
Oh, you didn't give them their flowers. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. I went way
metaphorically.
But, like, it's infuriating when you take a story nobody really cared about, throw 4 cool women into it, and just give them nothing. Make them damsels in distress. That literally at the end, all 4 of them are just damsels to this one guy.
Right.
It's like, thanks. Okay.
Yeah, because honestly, I didn't hate the characters, like the
like the high school girls.
They're cringy as fuck.
Yeah.
Well, they were cringy as fuck in a high school girl kind of way, though. Like, it was.
Exactly.
It made sense. But, like, I didn't think their characters were, like, the shittiest things that to ever exist.
Yeah, if you want to see them all come together at the end of a movie and have an, like, awesome action climax, this is not your movie.
No.
The end of this movie is 10 minutes of, here it is, Cassandra Webb. All right, move. Duck. All right, left. Duck.
Now you're showing off.
Duck. Yeah, that's the end of this movie. It's just her seeing her future abilities to say duck. Like, that's
it's a cool moment for her to find her abilities and help them all with her split. You know, she can split herself and help them.
Yeah, sponsored by
Pepsi.
Pepsi.
Moment. Very, very heavily sponsored by Pepsi.
It's a product placement.
It's a cool ass moment that she learns her power and helps them, but it wasn't done. It wasn't even exciting by then. By then, you're like, fucking get this movie over with.
I'm exhausted.
I did want to talk about that. That fucking, when he hands her that Pepsi, by the way, cool flashback to a 2003 Pepsi can.
Yeah.
But when Adam Scott, or Ben Parker, which I didn't realize was meant to be Ben Parker, when Adam Scott hands her that Pepsi, and then she's holding it through from that scene to the next scene, and they're like, it's like the focal point of the scene. It almost takes you out of the scene.
It's like as comedically bad as Wayne's World, but they did it on purpose. It's like this movie.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost like they were parodying product placement, but they weren't. That was just the movie.
That's just, it's like, okay, guys.
The main villain dies from, like, the Pepsi sign.
Pepsi's the hero. Pepsi's the hero.
Someone said the best thing Coca-Cola ever did is let Pepsi be in this movie.
He even, that's true. It definitely hurt Pepsi's stock. At one point, also, I think it's a code red, but it looked like Adam Scott might have been drinking a Live Wire, which is my favorite Mountain Dew. So that was cool.
Well, this would be about the time when Livewire was just coming out and being like the next craze.
Yeah, Adam Scott is but there was someone on like on the train scene playing like a PS Vita or whatever that came out after 2003. I was like, do your research. But no, Adam Scott was fine in the movie because he was just kind of being Adam Scott.
Yeah, Adam Scott's great.
He was fine.
This might be controversial, but I think like if this movie wasn't Madam Web and it was just a movie about Dakota Johnson and Adam Scott's character being paramedics, I think
it's just a movie about them being.
Well, we could have actually had an interesting, decent movie.
Even though she's a terrible fucking medical professional.
But I actually enjoyed like the beginning of this movie. I was like thinking to myself, I don't understand the hate yet until all the weird shit started happening.
See, here's the thing. If you give Ezekiel Sims this ability to see that he's going to be killed by these girls, but not give them Spider-Woman powers, just powers.
Yeah.
And then you take those two as paramedics who have to save these girls from being killed by Ezekiel Sims, have it all pay off at the end where they kill him instead. It's a decent movie.
Yeah.
But you gave them very beloved, you gave them the Spider-Man name. That's where you fucked up.
Well,
and then gave them nothing.
Let's not be too gracious. It's still not a decent movie.
No. I'm saying the story would have been better.
Yeah. There's something there. There's some kind of meat on the bone, but just execution, the dialogue in the movie, the CGI, the ADR. Yeah. It's just all that shit was a disaster. Like the writing, they gave these poor girls like nothing to work with.
If every single thing was different about this movie, it'd be good.
Yeah, exactly. That's all we're trying to say.
Well, do you want to know what the very first genre that this is labeled under on IMDb?
Drama?
Psychological thriller.
Psychological.
How is this a psychological thriller?
Not at all.
But I don't have a neuromuscular disorder.
Maybe just.
No, but
wait, do I not have that?
To me, it feels like it's like they had a script of like a paramedic, right? You had a script about, I wrote this down. You had a script about a paramedic. You had a script about girls being hunted. And then you had a script about an Amazon jungle adventure. And they just had AI put them all into one movie.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. Like the scene when she goes back to the Amazon feels like so out of nowhere.
And does anybody want to know what Ezekiel Sims' villain arc is?
Please.
They weren't nice to me when my village was hungry. That's it. That's all you get. It's the only reason he's mad and wants the spider, because his village was hungry.
Yeah.
That's it.
From his first line of the movie, you know it's going to be bad news. Like they're out, her mom and him are out in the jungle. He's like, I agreed to provide security because I thought this would be quick.
Hope the spiders were worth it, Mom.
Oh my God.
In the whole movie, she just thinks her mom fucking hates her. She's like, wait, my mommy did love me?
But no. Yeah, well, plot twist. We didn't know that the whole reason she was there and pregnant was to save her unborn child.
Yes.
Okay. That was a pretty awesome plot twist.
Who had a neuromuscular disorder.
It's like her daughter had but I don't have a...
The venom worked, Mom. The venom worked.
And the whole Ben Parker thing, can we talk about like how they keep trying to like tease us like, oh, is this Peter? Who is that? Wait, is that May? Wait, who is, what's the baby's name going to be? Oh, like what we all know what it is.
Yeah.
Like,
I know
that was Mary Parker. Okay. That was Peter's mom.
Yeah.
Come on.
I
did not realize was Emma Roberts.
Yeah, Mike said, who was, and before we were recording, Mike's like, Emma Roberts was in this? I didn't recognize her at all. I'm like, she looked exactly like Emma Roberts.
Still looking at the pictures. I guess the one still frame she kind of does.
It's just so
oh my God, she looks...
she looks a lot like Emma Roberts.
Yeah.
But it's just...
quite the Emma Roberts
I don't know why the movie spends so much... Like, they have a whole segment with, like, the baby name game. Like, can you guess what my baby... Nope, it's not going to be Mark. It's not going to be Jim. Like, I wonder what is it going to be fucking Peter?
The baby party thing altogether was fucking weak.
Yeah, it was.
No, I like how to show that she was like experiencing these weird fucking time jumps.
Move on, Corey.
I like how many things happened just to prove it was 2003 in this movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like they kept shoving things in our throat. They pass a Blockbuster when she's, by the way, driving the ambulance through traffic and looks way too calm.
Yeah.
She's not even like reacting.
She's a professional.
Yeah, I guess so. And he said, I can't stop doing chest compressions. And she keeps taking turns that make him stop doing chest compressions. So she's fucking killing that person.
She's an awful paramedic.
Anyway, Yeah,
she's a good teacher, though.
They talk about how good she is throughout the movie, and the fuck, she's terrible.
She starts the one guy's heart back up and then just goes, "He's fine." No. When the heart starts back up, you're fine.
When it starts back up, you're fine. Yeah, don't go get it checked.
I think though,
right.
she seemed like very facetious when she said that. Like
would she seem
facetious?
Close enough.
Yeah,
that's Mike's way of saying it.
That's what you get out of me.
She looks so facetious.
So I don't have the statistics.
No, but I do like how her chest compressions came back full circle. Because she taught the girls chest compressions. So the big climax of the movie, after 10 minutes of duck, go left, duck, then it was chest compressions.
I don't think I've ever said this before, but you're a good teacher.
Yeah, it came full circle. You guys act like that's not a full arc. The chest compressions.
When she said that, I've never said this before, I was expecting something like, much better than you're a good teacher.
No student in the history of ever has ever looked at their teacher and said, "You're a good teacher."
Yeah, I've never said this before either.
Who's ever fucking said that?
Good call.
Till you're an adult and somebody teaches you something useful, you're really good at this. As a kid, I never fucking said that. Anyway, they pass a Blockbuster in that cab. He's drinking a Code Red or a Livewire, whichever one it was, just to prove it's 2003. She mentions wanting to go home and watch Idol, just to prove it's 2003.
Oh, of course.
They're saying poor Martha Stewart a couple times just to prove it's 2003. And there was one more, a Madonna or Britney Spears Toxic, just to prove it's 2003.
Yeah, right.
And they just kept shoving things down our throat.
There was another song that played too, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I'm sure there were some soundtracks. The Britney Spears one jumped out because that's when they're dancing on the table.
Yeah, well, they were because they, again, with the time loop bullshit. I don't want to say bullshit. I thought for honestly the time loop thing, I think that made sense that pretty well.
That's what she does. So that
the time loop stuff was okay. It wasn't like so bad it offended me.
There are things in this movie they did execute decently. Like that was one of them. I'm not going to sit here and say that there's much. That's not
much meat on the
That's
bone.
the one I can think of off the top of my head that they did execute. Like I said, I don't think this movie deserves the 4 it got. I mean, it's definitely a bad movie. It's definitely below our criteria.
Well, Mike just watched The Room, and now he's like, you know what?
I mean, to be fair, yeah, you're right.
This isn't that bad of a movie.
We told you once you watched The Room, other movies would seem significantly better.
Mike's like, no, we haven't watched Amityville Toilet yet. But
that might be like the best movie ever.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, but I saw someone comment, hey, this movie may have been bad, but at least now I know how to do CPR.
She's a good teacher.
You're a good teacher.
She is a good teacher.
But let's talk about the whole villain arc of Ezekiel, right? Like his visions.
He's
like
the worst how did he give? Oh, I guess the spider gives you visions.
Yeah.
Right.
But so in the movie, he keeps having these visions that he's going to die. That's his whole character arc. That's all he talks about every scene you see him. But he's always talking about like how he's going to die because of these 3 girls Code Red. Jesus.
I'm literally
Who
drinking
the fuck
it.
drinks
Didn't even
Code Red
realize
in
it.
2025?
This guy.
It's
still my gamer drink.
I do when they're out of Mountain Dew in the machine at work.
Who drinks Mountain Dew?
Yeah, that's disgusting.
No, any flavor Mountain Dew.
No.
So the villain arc in this movie, right? You have this guy, he has these visions where these 3 girls are going to kill him. Which, by the way, if you're that lady hooking up with him, how fucking creepy would it be? Like they have sex and they're in his bed and he's like, I keep having these dreams. These 3 teenage girls are going to kill me. Well, she's like, what the fuck?
She's just cool with it though.
Oh yeah,
she did not respond the way she should have responded.
Well, isn't she like a secret spy or something? Or she's like,
she works for the CIA or whatever.
She works for the CIA.
Yeah,
and that's how he got the which is again I think is a terrible plot point. That of all people, I guess he knew that she had access to the software for what is it?
The facial recognition.
Yeah, facial recognition software.
2 things with that scene. She reaches for her gun all slow, looks at her hand and says, "How are you poisoning me?" How did she know that? That's some they don't train every CIA agent in poison.
Every single one.
She has to be a fucking spy for that shit. And 2, he asks her password, she gives it to him, and then he lets her die. What if she was lying?
Yeah.
What if the password she gave him was to alert the CIA where she is?
You don't
and
lie
then they
to
show
Ezekiel Sims.
Yeah, that's true.
He said that he would give her the antidote for the poison liar if she gave him his password.
But she still could have been lying.
Dirty liar face.
That doesn't mean she had to give him the real password.
That's his problem. He's a dirty liar face.
His suit looked okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like his bad Spider-Man. Yeah. So you have right. So these three girls. He keeps having these visions. These three girls are coming to kill him. They're coming for him. But like the girls were like never connected to him actively. Like they weren't looking for him at any. Like this is like what you call a self-fulfilling prophecy. He got himself killed. He did not need to engage these girls. He did not need to pursue them at all.
Well, what you forget.
Yeah, he's trying to do it before they become like a problem.
No,
like
what Santiago said, because he stole the spider from the rainforest, he was cursed. So I believe that the visions he was seeing weren't actually true. They were just a curse upon him to make him believe that this was going to happen, which then became a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Hope the spiders were worth it, Mom.
So you think those visions were like planted in his head from the curse?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting theory. You know what? This movie's pretty good.
Oh, God, don't say that again.
This movie, there's parts of this movie, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It was a movie.
Yeah, that's why it's going to be like a hard kind of movie to rank, because like in a bad movie tier, because it's just a movie. Like, I mean, it's laughable. Yeah. There's so many moments I was cracking up, but like, I don't know. It's a movie. That's exactly how Mike put it. Like, I don't know what to say.
This will be my super ex-girlfriend. What you guys like? I'm not going to remember this movie a year from now.
Yeah, exactly. The fucking one of the funniest parts though is the introduction of Mike Epps, right? Mike Epps is briefly in the movie.
Oh yeah. No, I liked his character for a split second.
And he was
only around for a split second.
Exactly. Yeah, and they have like, she has, the vision. She sees like his ambulance getting crashed into and him dying. But like, if you look at that scene, that truck is coming at him so fast from the side, and the only thing behind him is just the open fucking river.
Yep.
So it's like that truck was just trying to drive into the river.
That was not a road. There was a warehouse doors and a river.
So
why was that truck going so fucking fast?
Why is that truck going 80 when it has to either turn or drive right into a fucking river?
Let me play devil's advocate again. Maybe the driver of the truck maybe had like a heart attack, or maybe like he just passed out at the wheel, and so he was just going.
No,
you don't know, that shit happens all the time.
No,
that was not what happened.
In my head. That's what happened, because it's the only thing that makes sense.
You're trying to justify it to make it.
I am,
and I'm trying to be angry at the driver because he killed Mike.
Didn't I tell you I was going to play devil's advocate? I'm going to sit here and try to defend everything you guys find wrong now.
By the way, she was not doing CPR correctly. I've been trained in CPR, and she was not doing it right. The beat was wrong, and her hands were wrong. She was doing it all wrong.
She did Staying Alive, didn't she? She did some Bee Gees action
during that whole entire scene. That her fucking all her time loop shit was going crazy. There's no way she saved that man's life.
Oh no,
she was not concentrated enough to be able to save that man's life.
Right.
She was locked in.
Well,
she was not locked in. She was the furthest thing from locked in.
At what point in the movie, like time remaining, I think for me it was about a half hour. At what point were you like, wait a second, we're not going to fucking see these girls suit up, are we? Like, at what point did you realize it just wasn't going to happen?
Yeah, I realized at some point, I'm like, well, this fucking sucks.
Actually,
I think it's like when her water broke, and they were like driving, and then that's when she like was going to stop Ezekiel, and she crashed into him. I'm like, these girls aren't going to wear suits in this movie. That was all marketing, like misleading bullshit.
Yeah, you still don't see them get their powers. Like, you only get that.
No, it doesn't
at the very end of the movie. You only get that one scene of them all together.
Well, see. And you don't even know if they have their powers. It just shows them suited up.
But they're, in the words of Barney Stinson, they suited up.
Barney Stinson's so facetious.
Speaking of Barney Stinson, this fucking Ezekiel Sims picks that girl up faster than Barney Stinson would have. It's like half a drink and 2 sentences, and she's like, let's do this.
I call it the Ezekiel Sims.
Barney Stinson picked up a girl talking like a dolphin before, okay?
That's true. But it took him a little longer.
That needs to be in his playbook. It's called the Ezekiel Sims. He walks in. They have my spiders. I need my spiders. Can I get you a drink?
They don't. What are you talking? Where's this? They have my spiders thing from?
It's in the movie.
No.
He's talking to the girl in the chair. You know, his girl in the chair in the movie.
Yes.
He's like on the intercom. I think it's like when he's on top of a building or something. They have my spiders. I need my spiders. That's a line from Ezekiel.
That is not what he says.
Yeah, it is.
There are 2 cuts of this movie, by the way.
Yeah, Mike, go to Google and look up. They have.
He's only after them because they kill him in the future. They don't steal his spiders. So if that is a line in the movie, then that means they really fucked up.
Or maybe that was like a premonition we haven't seen of like them taking the spiders.
Is there a director's cut?
There is another cut of this movie, but what I wanted to say was, did anybody notice? This is a weird thing I noticed, but in the movie, every time Ezekiel comes up to a man, he hits him, but a woman, he chokes every single one of them.
It's a sexual
He only
thing.
chokes women.
It's a sexual thing.
I think so. We didn't get to see the sex with that lady.
That's true. But I bet he choked her.
He probably choked her.
Yeah, he right there. The trailer's playing right now on the IMDb page, and he just choked. What's her face? Crap, can't think of her name. Maddie.
Maddie, by the way, is J. Jonah Jameson's niece.
Nice. Oh, really?
In the comics, yes.
Oh, and how about we haven't talked about the fact that after like the train scene when she like kidnaps the girls, which by the way, I love Sydney Sweeney. Like, what do you like? Sydney Sweeney's so confused, like you would be. She's like, "What are we doing? This lady's kidnapping us." Which, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? She takes one girl's skateboard for no reason. Like, you would kind of be like, this lady's fucking insane. But like the fact that like after that scene, she has the stolen taxi. And this entire movie, she just keeps driving around.
Yeah, same fucking car.
You know the biggest well, hold on. They address that.
Yeah.
Okay. But this is the biggest thing about this movie that fucking bothered me. And I know it's going to be a Mike nitpick.
Oh, God.
But when I mention it, you guys are going to be like, yeah, what the fuck?
Right.
So they do address the stolen taxi thing.
Uh-huh.
When she parks it back at her apartment before she goes up the fire escape, she just happens to know that there's randomly a fucking crowbar underneath another vehicle to knock off that license plate, which, by the way, comes off way too easily.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But still, a car without a license plate, they're going to stop.
Yeah.
And the taxi itself has like a number on taxis, so they know like which unit it is.
Oh, no, they covered it.
Oh, they covered it. My bad.
It's also parked at Cassandra Webb's apartment.
Yeah.
The fact that there's this like wanted lady for kidnapping girls in a stolen vehicle. Nobody ever stops her taxi. And then like there's scenes near the end of the movie. She's still driving this fucking taxi.
Yeah. And
after she's gone to the Amazon, they're still like, where is this taxi at?
After she takes them, because she does take them.
She takes them.
To the woods. They kind of go, but they don't want to die from that spider dude climbing on the wall.
She takes 3 underage girls to the woods.
But but when they're driving through the streets of New York, right after they leave the subway, she turns the radio on and they're talking full details about her description, the description of the girls, who all's looking for them, that news medias have already gotten a hold of it. Like, that was 30 fucking seconds ago. That did not all happen right away like that. No.
It might have been a breaking, what do you call it, an Amber Alert?
Maybe, but there's no way they got a hold of all that information already.
All their details.
Already, no.
One of them got big old titties. What, she's supposed to be 16 in this movie? She's a blonde.
Cops do not put out the description of a person without a picture that fast.
Yeah,
they don't. Because you could be wrong. You could just go after everybody that looks like that.
And we talked about this before, but I felt so weird about Sydney Sweeney in the movie just because
it's very complicated.
It's like, I'm 16 in a little schoolgirl suit, but you're like 20 something, and I don't like it.
Sydney Sweeney is hot with big ass boobies, and I can't look at her.
Yeah, it feels like whoever made the movie, it just felt like a schoolgirl kind of thing. I don't know. It was a weird.
Yeah, that was a weird. That was a weird choice.
Speaking of weird shit, when they're dancing in the diner during one of her visions. Those boys that they're flirting with and are sitting at that booth, they have Midtown High School shirts on, which is Tom Holland's Peter Parker's school. That was cool.
Oh, Corey, for the record, S.J. Clarkson, who directed this movie, the only other thing she really has credit for, first of all, there's a movie in 2010 called Toast. Have we seen that? That sounds familiar. I
Am Toast is a video game I played.
Oh, that's true. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. And then she did an unaired Game of Thrones prequel pilot. So Game of Thrones used her as like they were going to do a prequel series, and it got canceled after the pilot.
It might have been the Jon Snow one.
Yeah, that's crazy that the lady that did Madam Web was going to do a Game of Thrones prequel series.
Yeah,
but they must have watched the pilot and been like, nah.
Or they finally saw Madam Web and they're like, this is who we hired.
I have to stop them before they destroy me and everything I've built. I'm just putting random Ezekiel lines in the middle of our episodes.
Worst part of the fucking movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. We needed a better villain. Like, this movie probably could have been a 5.9 with a better villain.
It's still high.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, and then, of course, you have the whole PR disaster that was this movie when it came out. Like, Dakota Johnson fired her agent during the opening weekend. Because, I mean, you feel bad for Dakota Johnson in the sense that, and I think this is kind of true for Sydney Sweeney as well, when they signed on, they thought they were doing like a Marvel property movie.
Yep.
And then they found out it was Sony-verse, and there's no actual affiliation to Spider-Man. It's a shitty movie.
I think all 4 of those girls were told they would suit up and have action scenes.
Yeah, and they thought they were doing like a Marvel project. Yeah. When you hear you're going to be a part of a Marvel movie, like your mind goes to MCU, even if it's not necessarily, you know.
Yeah.
And like the chance to be in an MCU movie, sure, that sounds fucking great for my career.
Absolutely. And I'll do it. Wait, I'm part of Sonyverse?
What's Madam Web? Is that a new MCU? Oh, no.
It has to be connected to Tom Holland, so it's MCU.
Yeah. Wait, the guys that did the same studio that did Morbius, Venom.
Morbius.
Yeah, but Dakota Johnson has stated many times she regrets being in this movie.
Yeah.
Sydney Sweeney, we talked about her hilarious opening monologue on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
You may have seen me on Anyone But You. You definitely did not see me on Madam Web. And it's just just so much random fucking, like I said, when she goes back to the jungle in the middle of the movie, even though she has these girls like, and she's like, I don't know, she's supposed to be watching over these 4 girls that these 3 girls that she kidnapped. But she's like, I have to go to the Amazon, Ben, watch these kidnapped girls. It's just, I feel like the Amazon scenes, it feels like they were put in later or something, because it feels so out of nowhere, even though like it's a pivotal part of the story. That's how she figured out her mom did care and blah, blah, blah. It just, the Amazon shit is so random. Like I get it at the beginning of the movie, setting it up, but just in the middle of all the shit going on, it turns into like an international, and like, I'm just here, I'm in the Amazon now.
Yeah, and like the pictures that she pulls out that box that has all her mom's stuff in it.
Yeah.
There's a picture of her mom from the 70s or 80s. That picture was like a high def picture.
Yeah.
That was not a 70s or 80s picture. That was bad.
And she just happens to walk up to the one spot in the entire fucking...
Yeah, where a tree is.
And where that tree is, and the guy just happens to be there like, I've been waiting for you.
How long are you even fucking standing here?
Right.
We don't have a lot to do around here.
Yeah, there's not much going on these days.
He's got spider sense.
He's got spider sense.
He's thinking, hold on. I saw a movie one time. I have something I have to say
When
to
you take on the responsibility, great power will come.
There it is.
Fuck you.
Oh, God.
Sorry.
The fact that they even let that happen in this movie is disgusting.
That was very forced.
You know what that does? It retcons that it was not said by Ben Parker first.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it does.
Because Cassie Webb probably went back and told Ben Parker that, who then used it for Spider-Man. Yeah. Which means it came from fucking Madam Web. Bullshit.
So 124 reviews on IMDb gave this a 10.
Out of how many reviews?
Well, I'll get to that in a second. I want to read this first one because it's completely satirical. The title is Most Powerful Film in 7,000 Years. Trust me, I would not be reading this if this is not fucking hilarious. Okay. The man who lives inside the ice machine at 7-Eleven recommended this to me in between grunting, scratching, and screaming about demons in his toes. He explained the story of Madam Web to me, and I just knew if I didn't force my family to watch this film, I would be hurting them. They thanked me and couldn't believe how this film changed their lives for the better. I went back to thank Ice Machine Guy, but sadly he was taken by a random lion attack while skydiving. Some say if you put your ear to the machine's door, you could still hear Madam Web playing right behind the lion roars and screaming. I know he's in paradise now, cheering all of you on watching this masterpiece.
It's a great review. God damn.
So his heart did not restart.
It was cardiac arrest. When your heart starts back up again, you're fine.
You're fine.
There was 100.
Kids do not listen to that.
Or no, there's 1.3 thousand reviews of this movie. 124 of them were 10s.
So almost 10% was 10.
Yeah,
I can't believe
like
that.
9%.
That's too high.
I bet that's mostly trolls though, like that review right there.
And then
Morbius got a bunch of 10s too.
There was another one. The very next one says Citizen Kane meets the Godfather. Get the fuck out! Come on.
Citizen Kane meets the Godfather.
That in no way makes sense. So it's funny as hell.
But
those movies were good.
Most of the reviews are out of all of the reviews.
Listen, those movies were good. Did any of those movies ever have a Pepsi sign? Both take out the villain and be the reason that the main character is blind.
Take out a villain who had an ambulance wreck his back at full speed and get back up like nothing happened.
That scene looked ridiculous.
And then he was taken out by a random firework and an S off a machine. Or off a sign.
And it blinded, that same S blinded Cassie Webb.
That S stood for shit. Hold on. That was something that was bothering me about that ending scene. Like,
you had an issue with the ending.
He clearly...
I can't figure out why.
He clearly has superhuman strength, right?
Yeah.
How come he couldn't push that shit off of him that was pinning him down?
It doesn't matter, Mike. It doesn't matter.
She's just crawling away. She's like, I got you.
You're digging too deep.
Yeah.
Am I?
Yeah.
Am I? Or are these the questions that they should have been asking while making the movie?
Yeah.
Wait, this guy's like really strong, right? And an S is on top of him. And he can't push it up. What's the point of all those bloody push-ups if you can't lift a log?
I don't know if you know this, but Pepsi is a spider's kryptonite.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what
that does make sense.
You ever pour Pepsi on a spider and see what happens?
That's please don't come after us, Peter.
I've never done that. Just full disclaimer.
No, just to be clear, none of us have ever done that. One thing I actually really did like, even though it gave me very like Kylo Ren Rey vibes, was the ability to talk to him in that diner without actually going, where she was able to use her powers to go talk to him and not have that conversation in person and get killed. So she decided to stay with the girls. That's not a good idea. He's going to hurt me. So I thought that was a cool part of her.
Is that like when she wakes back up like in the hotel bed?
Yeah, and she's like, I'm not doing that, and he's going to kill me.
Right. She like went down one of her branching path lines, and she's like, that's a bad idea.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool.
They do that as well, like in the diner scene.
Yeah,
You see him come in and like kill the bitches.
Except she doesn't know that's what's happening until she wakes back up in the forest.
Yeah, like I said, those scenes were handled pretty okay. I mean, like I was okay with the flash forwards and the... it's just like, man, Ezekiel was so bad. Corey, it is so funny you talked about how like this fucking like 15,000 pound ambulance hits him and he stands up, but a sign that weighs less than him like kills.
And he's just laying there dead.
It's just so fucking... I mean, some of the decisions they make.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe there was some metal under there that went through him or something. Yeah. I guess maybe, but it still seems unlikely that an ambulance can hit you that hard. And the cab hits him that hard earlier in the movie, in the diner. Yeah. She also hits him with the cab. Uh-huh. So there's multiple times.
He gets hit with a lot of cars.
Yeah, exactly.
Signs, my only weakness. How did you know? Yeah, and we already talked about one of the best fucking moments in the scene is just like, you know, the cliche now is the Bond villain, right? They explain their whole fucking plan before they do anything. Yeah. And that's like what he does to the girl in the bed. It is like one of the funniest moments I remember seeing in the last couple of years. He's just giving up this whole plan with this girl he hooked up with.
He did kill her though right afterwards.
No, I know, but it's just like, what are we doing here?
Did you guys notice that the last shot of the movie when it goes up and they're all standing there in their suits, that last shot that goes up the building is straight out of Spider-Man, or Sam Raimi's Spider-Man?
Oh yeah, I do remember reading that.
They took it right out of Sam Raimi's movie.
That's fucked up.
I wanted the end of this movie to hit me harder. All it did though, like when she's talking about how the future, you know, you don't have to, the good thing about the future is you don't know what's going to happen yet, blah, blah, blah. She's like doing this cool monologue about how can see everything now and she's going to help these girls thrive and survive and train them. And, and then like, you see them in their suit with the quote unquote epic music playing. And I wanted it to hit me harder, but all I kept thinking was, you didn't give me the movie you promised me. That's all I kept thinking was, this is not what you told me this movie was going to be, and that kind of sucks.
I was happy with what the movie ended up being because I had a great time with it.
Oh my God.
I would rather watch this than like just a forgettable... Like, I know we said this is forgettable, but it at least gives me enough laughs.
It's forgettable for me.
I would rather watch this than like a 5 out of 10 superhero movie where I'm like... I would rather watch this than Brave New World. Oh, God, I can laugh at this and be like, this is ridiculous.
I might have enjoyed this more than Brave New World.
No,
I can't say I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more in the sense like of just ironically, like this is hilarious. Like the writing, the editing, the directing is so bad in this movie.
I will never watch either one of those movies again. But
yeah, I would rather watch this in the sense I can laugh at it. At Brave New World, I'm going to be like, huh? What happened? This I can be like, oh my God, yes, it's the scene. It's a neuromuscular disorder. It says some spiders. It says these spiders can climb. When she's in the corner and she tries to climb the wall, and she just falls.
If you could climb a wall, if you've
Never tried.
Oh,
hold on. To that, I mean, she's kind of right. I mean, how do you know you can't climb a wall if you've never tried?
Because I know I can't, and I've never tried.
Well, you don't know that then.
I do know.
You don't. Corey,
Mike,
try it right now.
I'm like, God damn it. You're defending this movie. You just don't understand subtlety. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, he didn't be like, maybe I can climb this wall. He just went.
He saw the hair. He saw the steel hair things. He's like, I wonder.
You never know if you can climb a wall unless you've tried to climb a wall.
I mean, I'm just saying, okay, you don't know if you could sing if you don't try to sing. You don't know if you could, you don't know.
But nobody says it out loud, Mike.
She was talking to the cat.
Yeah, good writing and directing. The scene speaks for it. You don't need to be like, you know what?
She was talking to the cat, by the way, which she named Cat.
Well, yeah,
because she didn't want to get an attachment.
Yeah,
yeah. She was very edgelord like in the. As
she was.
Character.
Even that little girl tried to give her a card and some shit. She's like, oh, thanks.
Yeah, and then she's like, what do I do with this? And he's like, put it in your pocket and throw it away somewhere else.
Yeah.
God.
Don't pull a Ryan Howard and throw the yogurt lid out right at where you work.
Oh, man.
Yeah, someone said, friendly reminder, this film is over 3 times the budget of Everything Everywhere All at Once. So if you want to compare the CGI and the editing, and
wow,
it's terrible.
This movie had 3 times the budget of a fucking visual masterpiece.
And no dildos.
And 0 dildos.
That's true. And no Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't know that. She could have been in the background. It was 2003.
Someone said the fact that this movie takes place in 2003 is very appropriate because this feels like a movie that's been sitting on the shelf for 20 years. Yeah. It's a this Catwoman and Green Lantern level bad. It fits in that time period.
Whoa.
This does feel like an early 2000s shitty kind of hero movie before there was a universe. That's what this feels like to me.
As harshly as I judge the Spider-Verse and what they do with it, this is just as bad to me.
Yeah. No,
I don't think this is as bad as Catwoman. That's fucked up.
Catwoman's pretty bad.
It's just as bad.
I would have to revisit Catwoman because it's been a long time.
It's very bad.
Yeah. This is a bad movie.
Mike, okay, but the reason you two are saying that you could watch this again because of all the cringy, stupid lines that are so bad they're funny, Catwoman has the same lines.
Oh, yeah,
same
for sure.
shit.
I don't know if Mike's saying he would watch it again just for the cringiness. No, I think Mike was kind of okay with it.
I honestly was just kind of okay with this movie.
Oh my God, I hate this.
Yeah, Corey, I do too, trust me. Put this on Mike's bad takes.
I just don't understand all the hate it gets.
Fine, I'll put this on the top of Mike's bad movies.
Mike, it's like the fucking...
I didn't say that.
I'm like, what do you mean you don't understand the hate? Did you not listen to the dialogue of this movie?
Look.
It's like The Room. The dialogue is awful.
I watched this film.
I hope you watched it.
I think...
To say you don't know what's so bad about it. I understand if you say I enjoyed it more than most people, but to say I don't even know what was bad about it. What are you talking about? It's a horrible movie.
I do believe maybe because of the lead actress, it might have got review bombed a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it was hated more than it should have been, is all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's not a bad movie.
Here's the problem though. All 3 of us are willing to watch a movie that got review bombed and talk about how, that actually was good. This is not.
Yeah. I'm not
this got review bombed for good reason.
This movie's, no. I don't know. There's a lot of ones on this. I don't think it's a 1.
Yeah. A 1's harsh for almost any movie.
The majority of the reviews on this on IMDb are 1s. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
I could probably point you to 10 movies worse than this.
I think I'm pretty okay with the 4 out of 10 it has on IMDb. That's about where I would be. It just has some of the worst writing, editing, directing I've seen in a big budget.
The CGI is really bad. The ADR in one scene in particular that I noticed wasn't even the villain. It was Maddie. They were she was still talking, but the scene was behind her. It was focused on Dakota.
Right.
And you could tell that her lips weren't moving even though Maddie was talking.
Yeah, right. I love those moments.
That's the one that jumped out at me the most for bad ADR.
Even more so than Ezekiel?
I was going to say every line Ezekiel says is ADR.
I'm telling you right now, I tried really hard not to pay attention to those scenes. I just hated him. He's the worst part of this movie.
They shot this entire movie with Ezekiel just talking, and it was so bad in the editing, they had to ADR everything.
Well, there was some of the ADR was changed up as well because A lot of people have confirmed since the movie came out that the original story, which I think might be better, is that Ezekiel was he's going to try to kill Mary Parker before Peter was born.
Yeah, there was another story, and there were lines
I like that.
They took shots straight from that cut of him saying things about that and just changed it to something else.
Yeah, and again, to go back to your thing earlier, I don't know if it was just like they changed it because of like the girl power aspect, to add like Sydney Sweeney and these other girls. But I feel like if you just kept it more simple with Dakota Johnson and Adam Scott, and then you have this guy coming for his pregnant wife for Peter, that makes more sense, I think.
I think they decided that it took away from the strong woman aspect to want to kill the baby boy who's eventually going to be a problem.
Yeah.
I think that's probably why they went away.
I think the movie would have been better if they went that story direction.
Plus, Emma Roberts would have been in it more, and she's a great actress.
But on the Everything Ever All at Once train, Madam Web budget was $80 million. Godzilla -1 was a budget of $15. So this is over 5 times the budget of Godzilla -1.
Good Lord.
So
which one best visual effects?
The conundrum for me with this movie is I know a lot of the hatred for it. People were saying like it felt like it was forced, like, oh, badass female characters.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you,
but were they really badass?
Well, that's after watching this film. One, it didn't feel forced.
You mean like the girl power thing?
Yeah, the girl power.
Oh, no, I agree.
It didn't feel forced. And 2, they weren't really badass. It's like,
no, they weren't.
So a lot of that hatred, like, so there were definitely some sexist like reasons for hating this movie. Like,
yeah, there always is sexism,
I'm not saying
racism.
There isn't any of that, but I think the bad reviews are warranted.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think it's a 1, but people scale differently. You know, some people, if it's a bad movie, they're like, that's a 1. To me, I'd give almost nothing a 1.
That's another problem with reviews is a lot of people just give it a 1 because they didn't like it.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like, you're not doing the 1 to 10 right.
Mm-hmm.
No, honestly, if I had to give this movie like an actual like
7
rating, no, I already told you. If it had a better villain, it'd be like a 5.9. Like,
this is interesting, Mike, because Captain America: Brave New World, you said it's like a 5.5 for you.
No, this I would give like a 4.5, between the 4.5 and 5. Like, it's
so, Mike, what would you give Captain America: Brave New World?
Still 5.5.
Okay, so you prefer Brave New World? Then you're flawed.
Well, we all are.
We're all flawed.
Well, aren't all of us flawed in humanity?
Poe Buddy's perfect. Nice stroke, Pam.
Well, that was knucking futz, Adrian.
Sive Drafley.
In the same vein of what you were saying, this movie may be worse than Captain America: Brave New World, but this movie has more entertainment value.
Totally fair. It's
just... Yeah, I would.
What am I going to remember more?
I would probably watch this before I watch Brave New World again. Even though Brave New World had better things done to it, like the CGI in Brave New World
looked way better. Right.
I don't recall bad ADR in Brave New
exactly.
World. Like,
a year from now, what am I going to go back and am I going to remember scenes from Brave New World or Madam Web? It's 100% going to be Madam Web.
I barely remember scenes from Brave New World now.
Yeah, I know. The only thing I remember is Red Hulk.
Yeah, and how bullshit it was that Captain Falcon kicked his ass.
Captain Falcon, you fucking racist.
That's from a different thing altogether.
Or Falcon America. I could go either way here.
Falcon Punch.
Yeah, but no, the girls in this movie really weren't badass. It's like, what did they do? Dance on a diner table?
And that's what pisses me off is we didn't get the movie we were promised from the marketing.
Now,
for sure. Now,
right there, what Corey is saying, 100% could understand why people would review bomb it for that.
Yeah, because we were marketed a superhero movie with all these girls in costume fighting.
I just can't get past what we were promised. If we weren't promised an epic superhero movie with all these badass women, it wouldn't piss me off nearly as much. But because we were promised that and didn't get it anywhere near that, that's what pisses me off.
Well, even in my opinion, they call this movie Madam Web, but we really only got the true Madam Web for what? 2 minutes, maybe?
Yeah, at the very end, and then her suit at the very end.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do have a question, Corey, you being a huge comic book. Is Madam Web blind in the comics?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, Mike, top 10 worst lines in Madam Web, number 6. How would you know if you could climb a wall if you've never tried?
Are you on the Screen Rant page, the 10 most what the fuck lines?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I got my line from.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. You saved my stepmother, then you were super awkward about it.
Oh, yeah. This was a good one, Ezekiel. They're teenagers now, but in the future.
Yeah, take it out of context. That sounds bad.
It does. The girls were never your future. I was.
Either I peed myself or my water broke. And see that? I don't understand why that was a bad line, really.
Yeah, that's fine. It's
I'm sure that's a normal thing.
I can't believe
say when they're pregnant.
Only number 2 is when you take on the responsibility. Great power will come. They gave number 1 to the last line of the movie, setting up the Madam Web sequel. If you remember it, you know the best thing about the future, it hasn't happened yet, and it never will.
That was they were foreshadowing the Sony-verse.
Yep. Somebody said I was watching this movie on my phone and accidentally went back 10 seconds, and then I had premonitions.
All right, so to answer your question, Mike, in the comics, Cassandra Webb actually got her powers because she was a mutant. She always had the mutant gene.
Okay.
She was blind and paralyzed. I don't think through any accident or anything. I think she just was.
You think any chance Madam Web's in the new MCU since she's a mutant?
No, but she has the gifts of precognition, clairvoyance, and telepathy. She's fully unable to be out and about. In the comics, her husband actually creates a device for her to sit in that she just sits there and does her precog things. And the thing looked like a spider web. He made it look like a spider web. So that was her actually. And
there was so much subtle foreshadowing in this movie of like broken windows and stuff. You saw like the spider webbing of the. I'm like, ooh, that's deep there. Yeah. And then the one lady told her, just go home, watch some old movies. And she was watching a movie about the past, the present, and the future.
Oh,
right?
But it was one of my favorite Christmas movies.
Oh, it's a great movie. But I mean, because she can see the future, the movie starts in the past and it's in the present. That's great foreshadowing.
Why didn't you watch the Muppets one?
Yeah, the Muppets one's amazing.
Way better. All right, we have to get to our lists.
Oh, yeah.
This is.
I don't know what to do with this movie.
I haven't put this on my list yet. Fuck.
I do not want to go first.
I did do it. I had the room already like located before we got to it. Oh yeah. By the way, when this comes out, guys, we talked about the room. Go watch the live stream for The Cure.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to try and pull the audio from that and put it out as an episode. If not, you'll hear it eventually when Nick can get me the files. But we did talk about the room. You'll get a commentary where we kind of talk at the end about where it would be on our list, and
So you'll hear where it is on our list now. Unfortunately, that's the only unfortunate thing about doing things that aren't main episodes.
Yeah, but hey, sometimes Cassie Webb is relatable in this movie when she has like the girls out in the woods and she's like, I have to go do something. Just stay here. Don't do dumb things.
Yeah.
And then of course they go immediately to the diner
and they do dumb things. Yeah.
That's one of those Mike justifications I'd be okay with. Cause like they're dumb teenage girls. Yeah. I get it. Some random lady took them out in the woods. Like I get it. I'd be like, hey, you want to go over there?
And I do still like, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's the chemistry between Dakota Johnson and Adam Scott was actually pretty decent as far as like them being partners. Like,
other than her being a terrible paramedic.
If they were just going to do like a paramedic, like rom-com kind of thing with those two.
Like no superhero stuff
with those two.
I mean, Adam
Ben
Scott's
is
funny.
A responsible, loving man for her.
Adam Scott was hilarious in that. Well, not hilarious, but he said some pretty like funny like one-liners when they were eating Chinese food.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when he was talking about the new girl he met. I wonder who she could be.
That was the funniest that the movie got, was that scene right there.
Wait, what do
like
you know?
actual
like comedy they were intending.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what are you talking about?
Adam Scott's funny.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, where do I fucking put this? Okay, hold on, I gotta look here. Would I watch? No. Shit.
Well, Adrian, do you want me to read you your list and you can put it where you want?
Yeah.
Adrian's list.
I figured it out.
We can take this out, but as of today, Amber is a patron.
It's fixed.
It's fixed. Very good.
Adrian's list is as follows, and I know he's going to say correct list because he always does.
Okay, and here, this is the correct list, and I'll say as you're reading it, I'll tell you when to kind of slow down so I can start thinking about like where this is gonna. All right. Obviously not number one.
Number one, Jason X.
Saved.
Okay.
Number two, Batman and Robin.
Of course.
Do you want me to slow down yet?
No, this doesn't touch those levels.
Number three is Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
It more.
Number four, Jingle All the Way.
Yep.
Number five, The Room.
Yes.
Number six, Super Mario 93. Number seven, Daredevil.
All right, start slowing down.
Number 8 is Ghost Rider.
Oh, God. See, what do I do here? Because I probably laughed at this more, but Ghost Rider is...
I think Ghost Rider is more fun.
Nicolas Cage in all his glory. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Nick Cage. Keep going.
I think you might be putting it here, because 9 is Super Ex-Girlfriend.
Yeah, that's the hard part about this list is that's more forgettable than those. But I had a better time with this. What's under Super?
Joker Filet-O-Doo.
Okay, let's put this. Yeah, you're right. Your hunch is right. Let's put this right above my Super Ex-Girlfriend.
So Adrian has Madam Web at number 9 out of 16.
It's almost halfway up my list.
Yeah, it's the bottom half, but it's the top of the bottom half.
The top of the bottom.
It's the top of the shit. I mean, wait, what?
That's appropriate for a movie like this. The top of the bottom. That
Mike,
sounds right.
you know where you want yours to be?
I have figured it out.
Oh shit!
And I think it's crazy because I think out of the three of us, I think I defended this movie the most. But
and you're gonna have it the lowest.
I'm gonna have it lower than Adrian. That's for sure. Number one, naturally, Jason X. I mean,
of course.
If the Amityville toilet might take number one.
Jason X transcends time and space.
Number 2, Blade Trinity. Number 3, Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Number 4, Daredevil for that killer soundtrack that clearly makes sense.
Nope.
Yeah, everything fits perfectly.
Yes and no.
Number 5, Super Mario 93. Number 6, Ghost Rider, or as we also know as Hollow Monkeys.
Hollow Monkey the movie.
Number 7, The Room.
Yeah.
Number 8, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Gotta give Blood and Honey some props. Love Blood and Honey.
You do not have to give it any props.
Number 9, Dungeons and Dragons, because snails don't.
Snails don't.
See, you just get it now, Adrian.
Corey, it actually pisses me off how many good horror movies Mike hasn't seen, and he likes Blood and Honey.
I know.
Well, it just means I'm going to probably enjoy those just as much.
But the fact that you've seen Blood and Honey and you've never seen these classics.
Well, I would have never watched Blood and Honey.
I know.
We weren't doing these bad movie episodes.
I know. Sorry, continue.
Number 10 is Jingle All the Way. So Madam Web did not beat Jingle All the Way.
Thank you.
Number 11 is My Super Ex-Girlfriend.
Okay.
And then at number 12, I have Madam Web.
Just above Batman
Just
and Robin.
above Batman and Robin.
That's bullshit. You want to talk about what gives you more comeback, rewatchability for fun? It's Batman and Robin.
You know how much I hate Batman and Robin.
Which movie do you think's more fun? Madam Web or Batman and Robin?
Neither.
You know the answer. That's why you don't answer.
I mean, Batman and Robin pisses me off. So.
I get it. We all have our own lists. Man, it does seem crazy that I have this movie at 9 because I don't like it.
Here's the thing. Madam Web's a Marvel product that I don't really know anything about. Batman and Robin is a DC product that I know plenty about, and it fucking pisses me off.
Yeah, that's totally fair. That's totally fair. But I don't see the movie made me laugh, but it also made me mad with how bad it was. Whereas my Super Ex-Girlfriend gave me no emotion. So what do you put higher on a bad movie list? Like,
well, you forgot about My Super Ex-Girlfriend. So
yeah, exactly. So would that put this higher or would that put this lower? Because it's actually
if it made
worse,
you laugh
bad movie,
and you remember things, it's possible that it makes sense. Madam Web.
No, I'm going to live with my spot. That's where I want it.
For now, he'll change it eventually.
Yeah, I'll change it eventually.
It cracks me up that I was defending this as much as I was, and it's so much lower than you.
Yeah, 2 weeks from now, I'll be like, what the fuck? Why is that at put it down to like 12?
I can't believe Super Ex-Girlfriend is 10, honestly, for you. Yeah. Okay, here's my list. Number 1, Jason X, obviously. Number 2, Super Mario 93, pure nostalgia. Number 3, Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
It is glorious.
Just a great
4,
movie.
Batman and Robin. Come on, it's such a good time. Mm-hmm. Number 5 is The Room.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa.
You're tearing me apart, list. Number 6, Jingle All the Way. Number 7, Howler Monkeys.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Number 8, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
I don't know any quotes from that movie.
Number 9, Daredevil.
You left.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Number 10, Joker Filet-O-Doo.
Filet-O-Poo.
Number 11, My Super Ex-Girlfriend. Number 12, Dungeons and Dragons 2000. Number 13, Blade Trinity. Ooh. Somehow beat out number 14, Madam Web.
You know what?
Wow.
I'm okay with that.
Blade Trinity at least had some funny moments that didn't piss me off, where Madam Web pretty much everything pisses me off.
Yep.
And then Dragon Ball Evolution and Deck the Halls.
See, this again makes sense because Corey is a huge Marvel guy.
I was just going to say.
And knew a lot more about this.
This probably should, just like Daredevil, this probably should be the lowest for Corey.
Yeah.
Real quick, we have to do it because it's our newest thing I added to the bad movies. We'll be fast about it. For me, this is going to be not good bad, not bad bad. This is the definition of meh bad.
Yeah, meh bad.
And you know what? It's a bad movie. I enjoyed laughing at it. And in that sense, my GOAT is... who carried the movie is Ezekiel Sims because he made me laugh the most in the movie. So he's my GOAT of Madam Web.
Oh God, we got to pick a GOAT of Madam Web.
You guys have to pick who's a GOAT.
He's what made me hate this movie.
Exactly.
More than anything.
And I could say like Adam Scott or whatever, but like, and that's a fair answer.
That's my MVP.
I'm gonna say Mike Epps.
He died because he's only in it for like 30 seconds.
He's only in it for 30 seconds.
All right, and Corey, is it good, bad, or for you? It's probably bad, huh?
It's bad.
Look. Mike Epps knew this movie was so bad that he said, I want to be in and out as fast as possible.
And he did Resident Evil movies.
That's true. Mike, good bad, bad, or meh bad?
Oh, it's meh bad.
I'm surprised you didn't say good bad.
It's a movie. Like,
it's a movie.
I don't understand the hate it got. Like, I do understand the hate. Like, I do understand that it's a bad movie. I think it's overly hated.
Yeah, if it was
for somebody like Corey, I understand that kind of hatred. But like
if only they had a more competent director, head of cinematography, CGI, ADR, and better acting, dialogue, and editing,
and script,
it'd be good.
Look, for a common moviegoer who doesn't do what we do, like for a common moviegoer, I don't understand why it gets as much hate as it does.
There you go.
I've seen a lot worse movies,
and somehow it's still higher on my list.
Yeah,
but I think, guys, that is going to do it for our latest Patreon pick. Thank you guys for making us experience this masterpiece, cinema, as Scorsese would say.
I might really enjoy Morbius.
Maybe you might. I think Morbius is better than
it's better.
Yeah. But yeah, that's going to do it, guys, for our Madam Web episode. Thank you, as always, to our patrons for voting. Thank you for being part of our community. It means so much to us. Helps us reassure what we're doing is at least making a difference to somebody out there. So we appreciate it. But with that being said, you can check out more of my stuff when I get back to uploading. Sorry, guys, it's been a bad sequence of working 2 jobs, a bad power outage in Pittsburgh, and now a bad toothache. So I'm on a bad streak here. But we will get back up and running on my personal YouTube channel. I do movie reviews, rankings, tier lists. I do occasional live streams with these idiots over here and our other friends. Hi. And you can check all that out on youtube.com/Baker Reviews.
Baker Reviews.
Thank you, as always, Mike. And I do not have a neuromuscular disorder, as far as I know. Other than that, Mike, other than my selfish YouTube plug, where can they go to help the podcast in a more financial sense so we can keep doing this for them? Besides rating us 5 stars, of course.
Yeah, for just $1 a month, you can come on over to patreon.com/Culture Shock Podcast. Help support us, help us keep the lights on over here, help us provide you with this weekly content that we love to do. At the $5 tier, which I constantly will always recommend, you can join our members only Discord, which we do still frequently talk in. We got lots of members in there. If you ever wonder who Tim is, you can actually talk to him. You can also vote on bad movie episodes such as this. And yeah, that's over at patreon.com/Culture Shock Podcast. We would like to thank our current loyal patrons, and that is Cam Sully, Bobby Jean, Squigums, Ambi, Josie, and Tim Webb.
Tim Webb.
Madam Tim?
Tamikio Zims.
God. Tamikio Sims. I'm sorry they did that to you.
Mike said Madam Tim.
Like he's the owner and proprietor of a prostitute ring.
Oui, Madame Tim. Bonsoir.
Tim, if you are the owner and proprietor of a brothel, I think you would tell me, but perhaps not. I guess you got to keep those on the DL.
Or as Esquier from Expedition 33 would say, Mon ami, Tim. Only some people get that reference.
Other than our Patreon, Corey, where else on the socials can they find us?
Yeah, on Facebook, it's Culture Shock Podcast. On Instagram, it's Culture Shock 21. On TikTok, it's CS Podcast 21. And on Twitter, X, where I spend most of my time, it's also CS Podcast 21. Come on over there. Let us know if you've seen this movie. If you have, I'm sorry. If you haven't, don't. Unless you want to watch it to hear this, get more context out of this episode. Go ahead.
And let us know where it ranks amongst your Sony Spider-Verse movies.
Yeah.
Number 1.
Can we start that list at 20 and just go down from there?
Yeah, put all 6 movies at 20 through 15 and then nothing for the rest.
You guys realize what you've done now by saying that. We have to watch all of them and do a ranking.
We will eventually.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
The Sonyverse. There's not a lot of Sonyverse movies, so.
Yeah. And guys, spoiler for me so far, the ones I've seen, it's Venom, and then it's Morbius, and then it's Let There Be Carnage, then it's Madam Web, then it's Let There Be Carnage. Yeah, Corey, continue.
I was going to say, out of the ones I have seen, Venom is clearly the best one I've seen. I actually really like that first
Which
one.
is sad. To say Venom is the best
It's sad
movie
when you
of
can
the
say
list.
Venom's the best one on that list, yeah.
I really like the first one.
But whenever you can say Venom is the best movie on any list, that's a sad list.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. But that being said, that's going to do it from all of us here at Culture Shocked. Thanks for listening.
I don't have a neuromuscular disorder.
But I don't have a neuromuscular disorder.
They're all mine. Oh, right. I think that was right. I don't know.